Alright lads, so the consensus that I got from you was that you wanted me to go at day in the life videos, so that's what we're going to go with. Today is the first day of the open period for slurry, so I'm rattling on at the moment trying to get a few loads out. Before the contractor comes, he's coming to pipe it out, local contractor, Parlor. So they're going to come and start piping, but until then I'm going to draw away myself. So we're spreading with a cross tank. Yeah, she's fine. Spreading with a cross tank, going fairly heavy. I'm going about 4k. So we're going to get it out good and heavy. It's light enough stuff. It's kind of basically Parlor washings mixed with slurry, so we won't be it's not going to be overly, say, high in dry matter, so it's not going to have a massive effect on the ground in terms of over, say, polluting it with slurry, essentially. But yeah, so talk you through the gear I'm driving. What I'm driving at the moment is a T7 235, and then, as I said, on the cross tank, she's a 2750 gallon tank, and she's a 7.5 meter trailing shoe behind her, an Altina trailing shoe with an Altina macerator. Brilliant piece of kit in my opinion. Not many people have said this setup. Sorry, now the sun is blinding me at the moment. Not many people have this setup. Not many people have this trailing shoe. It's mainly mastic and like slurry equipment along those lines. But I think it's a brilliant trailing shoe, brilliant macerator. Don't have any issues with it. Few issues at the moment. I have to unblock a couple of pipes on it. Mainly not anything to do with the tanker itself. We were emptying a tank that had a lot of stone in it and silt, and it blocked some of the pipes. It kind of went down into it and solidified. So I got to unblock that. Thankfully I don't have to do too much slurry today, so I can go at that there in a while, and I'll bring you along for it. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing today, and I'm going to crack on with it now, and I'll bring you along with me. Currently we have the local contractor's portals out, they're piping, so we're going to be piping. Basically every tank that we have is going to be emptied between today and tomorrow. It's going out in silage paddocks. Was going to start earlier this morning, was hoping to, but unfortunately that's the way things go, so we're starting now. God almighty, where are they gone? I thought I was going to the right paddock. Where are they gone? Okay, so I need to locate where they're piping first. Yeah, so essentially they're piping, they're going to be going fairly light, to be fair, because we have a lot of area to cover. So the plan is to kind of cover as much area as we can with as much slurry as we can. Thankfully, even with the snow that fell last week, haven't had a whole pile of ground that is untravelable. I was out earlier on, I drew a few loads of the tank just to get the levels down low enough to agitate. So the land is fairly easily travelled, so we're lucky enough in that way. Other people won't be as fortunate, so we're going to hope now to cover as much ground as we can this evening, and they're going to come back and finish it off tomorrow. Other than that, I'll be milking cows this evening. We've also started calving, so we had our 6th calf yesterday evening. My dog was with me, I don't know where he's gone. Roddy! Fuck is he gone now? He turned the corner with me and then he just left. Right, I'll find him back in the yard in a while. So yeah, that's the plan for this evening. So I'm going to fast forward to when I get to the field where they are in piping, and I'll take a video of the boys as they're piping away, and we'll have a bit more of a chat there later on. Now we're up here in one of the paddocks, covering at a fairly light rate. The lads are using, I'm not sure the model of the dites, but she's a 12 metre drill bar on behind her, slurry cat.
they'll be going to cover basically all the ground that you can see and a lot more. So that's going to be today and tomorrow's job, and hopefully we get it emptied. We're hoping to empty. We're going to be emptying about 5 tanks out onto the land. We're not sure if we're going to do slurry ground yet, but we'll hope that we'll be able to. Now, today's job, we're going to be basically heifers mixed with cows are in here, so they're just getting them trained into the parlour, bringing them through, give them a few nuts, basically see what's coming close to calving, any sign of any mastitis, and on top of that then as well, is what I can do is I'm able to go through on my Smart Stick app and find out if there's any of these, if any issues with the high temperature, if there's say a chance of mastitis. I get told, so I can basically I can then turn around, come in here, locate the animal, go through, make sure she's no inflammation, sign of mastitis. If she does, check her, maybe have to treat her. So essentially what I'm trying to do is just checking their udders going down along, the heifers especially, because we don't teat seal the heifers, so just making sure that there's no sign of any quarters that are very swollen, checking for any warts and everything like that, just to ensure that when they do calve down, because heifers are going to be nervous coming into the parlour, last thing I want to be doing is having heifers coming into the parlour and also have a condition that's going to make it sore for them. So going down and checking for any warts that we might need to remove prior to milking is essential to make sure that them heifers are going to come in good, healthy and well able to milk. All of these look good. We're due to calve down about 120 cows in the next 30 days. At the moment we've calved down 10, so it's going to be all go here for the next 2 weeks. We're going to have about 70 to 80 in the next 2 weeks, so making sure that everything that is coming in healthy is essential to that. Right, so it's 4 o'clock, so we're going milking. So we're milking about 135 cows here at the moment. We do winter milk. We calve down the autumn. We start in about September. We finish in about November, and then we start our spring calving mid-January. So we have started now. We have about 8 cows calved. We synchronise the heifers. So the majority of the first batch of cows that are going to calve are going to be heifers essentially. So that's the gist of what's going on at the moment in terms of cows milking and how many we're milking and along those lines. So parlour set up, we're ready to go. Right, so we are going to start up the parlour, bring over the cows and get going now. So parlour we're milking on is a 24 unit Delaval parlour. There's all the bells and whistles, air gates, front, back, auto, the feed per yield, she's the auto wash, she's everything she needs. So milking doesn't take an all pile of time, but it's just there's a lot of movement going on at the moment because we've cows in different sides of the shade, dry cows and stuff like that, moving them over and stuff like that. It takes a bit of time, and also in line with the cubicles before milking, so it takes a bit of time, but we don't have a whole pile of cows to milk. It takes me about an hour. We have heifers, trying to train them in, take them nice and handy, so that's probably the biggest thing about it and the biggest kind of drawback in time. But yeah, we're going to go now, get the cows, bring them across and get milking. So we lime the cubicles twice a day, so before every milking. Right, first row done. They're heading out now. Small bit of a slow start. One of the heifers walked in and turned around in the parlour, so I had to sort that out, but we're all good again, and she's ready for milking. That lady right there, she's ready to come back in again. Come on in, cows, come on. I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but if anything is changed in the routine of these cows, they turn into the dirtiest crowd. They just muck everywhere out of them. But thankfully, we have a power hose. Anything can be washed. Just adds a bit more time onto the milking. Yeah, so I've 2 full more rows to do and a half row, and I have 3 cows inside the calves. They have to come in into buckets, feed them calves. They're done. Just have to walk the cows before I go home, make sure that there's nothing to go to calf tonight. Don't think there's anything that's really urgent. I'd say maybe I have to check them tonight, but I'd say hopefully we might get tonight off. I don't think there's anything urgent that's going to calve my calf tomorrow, so we'll cross our fingers, because we're not really prepared for calves at the moment, and we have a lot of calves. Come on up, cows. Come on. Move, 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 move. Push up, push up. Come on, come on. Move, hoo, 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 hoo. Come on, walk on. Good cow. Come on. Up, 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 up. Come on, come on. Shh, shh, shh. Good cows. Come on, come on. Shh, 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 shh. Come on, come on. Come on, cows, be walking. Come on. Usually have the dog with me now, and he usually gets the cows in from the back, but I don't have him at the moment. He's outside and going to sleep, so I walk him in myself. Come on in, cows. Come on. Good cows, good cows. One more. Go on, go on. Go on up. Good cow.